Okay, well, hello everybody. Thank you for coming today again for a very special call in Dr. Wallace's series on the energy centers of the body, the chakra system, because today we are focusing on the heart chakra, and that's all about aligning with your heart, with the people that are most supportive of you, for you feeling loved in your life. It is the center and seat of wisdom, of desire, of true choice, all the good things. So I'm so glad that you're here. And Dr. Wallace is going to speak a little bit about that energy center, followed by doing some free mini medical intuition sessions. And so what I'll do is I'll start noting who's up on stage right now. If you would like to get a free mini medical intuitive reading, please accept my invitation when I invite you up to the stage, or raise your hand to be called upon. And then we'll just go in the order that I see you. All right, Dr. Wallace, take it away.
Thank you, Caroline. All right, hello everybody. So today we're heading into the fourth chakra. So far on our chakra journey here, we covered the first chakra about ancestry and our being grounded and in the tribe. So if you might want to check in for yourself today, am I grounded? And see if you're feeling connected and beautifully connected to the earth. And then we moved up into the second chakra and talked about being centered in our power, being centered in our integrity, and being able to take a risk, like feeling like I know what I want, I know who I am right now, I know where my power is, and I am willing to step forward in life with that. So you may check your second chakra today. And then we're going to move up, and we did the third chakra, which is your solar plexus. And that one is around feeling confident in who you are, and being able to balance the identities in your life, and the definitions and the mental realm identities we have with our responsibility and our responsibilities for others and our responsibilities for ourselves. And empathy often is there. So check your third chakra today and just say, am I okay? Do I feel okay today? Or you could say, I am okay. Or if you feel it, you could say, I am happy. I feel good. I feel confident. So those lower three chakra layer chakras, we're moving up. Those are the ones that really connect us on the earth human plane. So we have kind of the all the way up to the body and the mind and the tribe there. And now we're moving into the fourth chakra. And the fourth chakra is really the bridge between spirit and human to me. It is the center point between the human part of us and the spiritual aspect. And it is also the point at which we all connect to each other. So the heart chakra, or the heart, is very much like the heart center, or the heart is, there are so many beautiful, I don't even know, maybe technologies is the right word here to use, the heart math, and all these different places have been studying heart coherence and heart connectivity. And we're even seeing how the heart itself is much more powerful than we ever realized, I think, initially when studying the energy centers and the nerve centers. So in the heart, we're looking at my kind of cheat phrase for the heart is I am loved. So you might, before I even tell you things about your heart today, just check in. How are you? Do you feel, if I say I am loved, is that something you can notice in yourself? I am loved. See how you feel. Also in this heart center is often forgiveness comes in here. So there are all of the things that we do and experience in life that will help us either feel loved or not feel loved, kind of show up in this area, and all of the things that you would associate with the heart. So oftentimes when we don't feel loved, we we sometimes feel as if we're being controlled by the wounds of others, or being controlled by betrayal of our heart or matters of the heart, right? So this is our connection to each other. Um, Forgiveness to me feels as if in here you can say, I forgive. This is a huge area. Forgiveness is a huge area. Um, in some ways, very simple, but and I think it isn't sometimes very simple also. So there are people that also can really help you with working through forgiveness. Everyone, I'm sure Carolyn with her work in psychology, and this is also beautiful, the beautiful work of most spiritual leads, to help everyone from, your priest to your mother probably are helping you with understanding how to forgive where you feel you've been wounded at the heart. The colors. So the color for the heart chakra to me is green, like an emerald green, and the note is F for my sound healing gurus. The frequency is 30.2 hertz if you want to look at that. And I have been covering the graces here. I think this is a good one. The heart is the grace of fortitude. So these are Carolyn Mace's graces, definition of grace for the heart. And so the grace of fortitude is a type of courage that helps us move past what's important for us just on the individual level, and really be able to move through sometimes things that are hard and humiliating, in order to serve and stay connected, stay in service, stay bridging between the human aspect of us and the divine aspect of us. So I think if you're feeling really challenged in your heart center, or you feel like you're having a hard time feeling loved, that you can actually pray for the grace of fortitude here. I think that's a good one to wait for and feel into, to help you feel connected. This is often an area for me where the heart chakra comes up on my readings, is often where people are not feeling supported by their community in the way that I like them to be. So they may not be really bound in or feeling connected into their heart group, or people that they feel are supportive at the heart level. So sometimes if that's happening, we can kind of start to feel bogged down, kind of stuck differently than the third chakra. The heart stuckness kind of feels like a big magnetic bog sometimes, of not being able to move forward, or feeling kind of, or sometimes it feels lost, right? Lost in kind of this abyss feeling. So with the heart, the grace of fortitude, or calling, the grace of fortitude here helps us kind of get centered in our heart and remember to be courageous, remember to reach out through our hearts and believe that we can be loved and that we are loved. Or sometimes if that doesn't work, for those of you with an open G center, which I'll talk about, you can also say I am love or we are love. Sometimes works better with the heart center. Yeah, so I think heart is really one that we feel with each other. So as I'm talking today, really check in for yours. Would you check in and see how your heart is as we go through? And check in and see how our hearts are together in a group. Because when we're at this level, we're really sharing kind of a heart connection with whatever is going on in the group. We feel all those dynamics kind of playing through the heart. The endocrine system with the heart chakra is, the endocrine organ is the thymus. And the thymus is considered by our medical system to be most active when you are before the age of about 2 to 3. So our thymus's job in science is to teach your immune system to recognize the difference between you and not you. The thymus will take the T cells of the body, which are white blood cells. They're a type of B cell. They're a T cell. They're a white blood cell that its job is to learn to recognize the proteins that are the ones that should be in there and the ones that should not be in there. So the T cells will, the immune system is going to be presented essentially with illness from the mother, will give some, but also as you're growing, you'll be exposed to in your early childhood all viruses and bacteria and things that are coming in from the outside world. And the thymus's job is to say, "Oop, that's not one we want," and start to show the T cells which kind of proteins we need to ramp antibodies to attack, or which ones we need to tell the other white blood cells to go after in the body. On the energetic here, I feel like that this is also relevant with the thymus. The thymus is about this is me, and this is not me. And it's interesting to me to have that here in the heart center where we are kind of considered to be all connected in one. So there's a little bit of a paradox for me with that. The thymus in medicine oftentimes is considered to not really be active after the age of 21. In conventional medicine, it atrophies. Well, you grow rather, and it atrophies over your life. So when you're young, it's very big compared to the rest of your body, and when you above age 21, we consider it to kind of be an inactive gland, or not producing very much. And you might even think for our culture that around age 21, your brain, that's the point where you kind of have finished the majority of your weeding of your neurologic systems and rewiring so that you have some stronger sense of your identities going forward on the nervous system level, mind level at that point. So we've kind of decided this is who I am, right? This is me and not me. Or at least we're deciding in our 20s for sure. And so at that level, the energetic level here, sometimes I'll notice that this is kind of an area where people experience more of an autoimmune kind of picture. Pure autoimmune disease I find to be sometimes in the root or the crown chakra, but the heart here is really saying this is me, and this is not me. And so I can stay steady in the me aspect, and in that I can also be confident in feeling loved because I am clear about who I am and who I'm connecting with. The heart here is also the actual physical heart we have discovered has a lot of endocrine functions. The heart is not necessarily considered part of the endocrine system, but it's perhaps being morphed into it nowadays. The heart is really helpful in producing things like the bonding chemicals. We're finding it makes prolactin and oxytocin. These other chemicals are associated with the endocrine aspect of the heart center. So the nervous system association, there is actually a cardiac plexus or the nerves that supply the heart. And so if there's a rhythm that is a pacemaker and a setting to the heart that is active in the heart center. And this is also, again, in heart math and those other things, we can see how we have heart coherence, or we actually, our heart centers are talking kind of to each other and becoming incoherent. I'm feeling a little incoherent today. Becoming coherent with one another automatically. This is something I find fun when I'm discussing the nervous system of the heart, that your dog, if you have a dog, your dog can hear and experience your heart field very strongly and all the time. So this is one of the ways that dogs are reacting to your emotions way before, a normal expression of that emotion would be going to the outside world. The health association then here are all things that have to do with the heart and the circulatory system, so any cardiovascular issues that might come up. This is also in the heart center. We have the lungs, the ribs, the diaphragm, the thymus gland itself if we're having problems with the thymus. The breasts are here, the esophagus is here, and we kind of share the arms, shoulders, and hands. Sometimes those will show up on heart chakra as well, although those often also show up on the fifth chakra when we talk about that at the next adventure. Um, so heart disease, asthma, any cancers of the lung or breast show up here. Issues in thoracic spine, so sometimes scoliosis shows up here. Pneumonia, bronchitis, those things. And now I'm actually thinking this is an interesting level since so much of those things have to do with COVID. So I would guess I'm seeing COVID perhaps playing in for us on our heart level. And we're having to, if we think about a virus helping to mutate us towards evolving, which I'd like to think of viruses that way, COVID definitely is impacting us on the cardiovascular level, on the heart level. And so I wonder if it might be helping us to evolve in our heart connectedness to each other, in maintaining our, kind of establishing ourselves as a collective group, and as a connected collective group, and also helping us to, define our values, define our collective me, not me, level of consciousness. So, I mean, we're looking at a virus that hits cardiovascular, lungs, and, causes pneumonia. So, things like that. So, it seems like COVID's really maybe impacting us collectively on our heart center. The strengths here, I love our love. I love people. I forgive. I hold others in unconditional love. I have strength in my heart family. So you might see being strong in your heart center means you also have fortitude, right? You're courageously connecting and serving. And so those of us who are moving through the COVID adventure here and out the other side, you're going to perhaps be, if that is mutating us, we should have an easier time with that a little bit if we allow that evolution to be able to stay connected through unconditional love with the people we have chosen and our clear heart connections, so that we can build this next layer of us through clear, clean heart family. Fears, I think we talked about this a little bit, but so if you start to get caught up in fear in your heart, you want to look for, nobody loves me. I don't feel loved. Or someone's trying to control me. I'm being controlled, getting caught in wounds here. Heart wounds would be, that level of I am wounded. I can't make it through my wounds. Other people are wounded. I can't make it through their wounds. Or sometimes I find here there's a loneliness, like I can't find my people. I know they're out there, but I can't feel them. I can't find them. They can't find me. So all of those kind of come up as fears in this center. In human design, this is two different of the centers. One is the G center and the other is the will center. So there's a combination here in the heart chakra in human design, where the G center is kind of our sense of knowing who we are, what we came here to do. So kind of like I was talking about with the thymus, like this is me, right? This is the me that I'm bringing in. And people with a defined G center generally have kind of a strong, steady sense of that. So they come in knowing this is me, this is what I'm here for, this is what I do. This is the me part of me. And that can be really good if your me identity or your me sense of you is positive. It's really consistently positive, and you don't feel like you get as impacted by perhaps things hitting you in your life would not really damage your sense of me. The people who have an open G center here oftentimes have kind of the opposite feeling, like that, and I have an open G center, so I can speak to that from my own. Sometimes it's really difficult to define this as me. Like I feel like I'm kind of more like a we, or we are, instead of like I am me and I love me, is a little bit challenging for me to feel. And especially when I come into relationship with other people with defined centers, I will kind of feel what it feels like to be them, right? I have their definition of me. So what I suggest with people with open G centers, a lot of times there's an idea of being a chameleon here, like you got to kind of fit what me fits with this person and what me fits with this person. I have found it really helpful, like I said, to kind of come back into letting myself be an open around the me in my life, feeling more like a we. We are. And so when I come into relationship with you or someone else on my heart level, I can feel like we are love, or we are connected, or we are a we instead of we are a me and me. And then there's the will center in here, which is in human design the one that influences values. So that does align very strongly with the way I use the heart center too, which is this should be the place where we anchor our values for our life and where we stay aligned with our heart in our values. Our heart knows what we value. Our heart has a kind of a higher level understanding of what's right to me. And so we can stay courageously aligned with it. In human design, 6 out of 7 people have an undefined will center. So there are only a few, 1 out of 7 have a definition of value that they walk through life with. And the majority of the rest of us, when we get in and around the people that have those defined values, we will feel and experience their values as valid, like the ones we should have, or the ones that would feel like the big value in that situation. This is kind of jokingly what I call the Tony Robbins, feeling, where you come, if you have an undefined will center and you're hanging out with Tony Robbins, like while you're in there, you're like, yeah, I feel all this stuff they're talking about, and this is right on for me, and I can see that value. And then the next day you go home and you're like, why? What did I value there? Like, but I don't remember feeling that was really important for some reason. So if you notice that about yourself, like really aligning with values one day and then the next day they just kind of go away, you might just look at it as maybe having an undefined look and see if you have an undefined will center there. And we'll talk about will in terms of fifth chakra next week, the next time we do Clubhouse. But this will center aspect is in the heart center in human design, I think, appropriately, because it talks about learning values. But those of us also that are on that undefined journey of the will center are here to define values. I mean, we're here to figure out, what do we value, what is the highest value, and when we come together, what's the best, what is the picture of the best values for us as a group. All right, so I would love for you just to, that's a lot of talking, but I'd love for you to bring your attention just for one more minute back into your own heart. And we have a beautiful group of people here today. I would like to try showing you just one little trick here, which is, for a moment, I'd like you to imagine all the people that are in this Clubhouse today. We're just going to imagine standing in a big circle with each other. And you're going to be kind of in your mind holding hands with the people on your right and left. And you'll feel the heart energy for the group. Just bring your attention to the heart energy, and we can feel the heart energy kind of move out towards. And I would like you to feel it come in your right arm, move through your heart, and out your left arm into the circle of the group. There we go. So when we create coherence on purpose through our heart centers, this is both extremely powerful for manifesting when we get into the fifth chakra, and also beautifully powerful for feeling unified and connected and protected as a group. So if you're having a hard time feeling loved, you might try and see if anybody wants to play with you. And they don't even have to be in the room, as hopefully you can feel right now. We just are imagining our hearts in coherence connecting through a big circuit, and we can feel not alone. And you might even try, we are love. So if I send in through this circuit, we are love. There we go. You can feel how we can amplify that particular value out to the world through our hearts. And the beautiful thing about the heart to me is that it has its own intelligence. So we don't get to amplify fear through our hearts very easily. The heart is very resilient in that way. So if we try to throw fears in a heart center, it usually just kind of gets all gummed up, right? So we keep the fears in check here because the heart can amplify very strongly on our values. So we want to try to always come back to choosing we are love. All right. Okay. And then I want you to imagine just thanking the group and drop your hands in your mind's eye. Bring your attention back to your heart. And we can see how we want to play. Thank you for listening and participating.
Thank you, Aubrey. That was beautiful. So we want to get straight into the readings now. And I'm going to just, after we call the first person up, I'm going to pop off and back on because I'm not seeing everybody that's in the room.
Okay.
And so, but let's start with, looks like Delene. Delene, you're up first. And all you need to do, I see you've got a party hat there, so you're a newbie on Clubhouse. So all you do is you tap the little mic icon in the bottom right corner of your phone.
Thank you.
There you go.
There we
All
go.
right. Beautiful.
Hello.
Hi. And
Hi.
I am new and I'm just sort of feeling my way through it. It's,
Awesome. Welcome. So,
thank you.
and you got to start on the first one today. So, let me explain a little bit how we do this part. So, if you like, what I can do is I just pick one area, maybe if you would like to ask about your health or about anything that's pressing for you. And then I will check in with my guidance and ask for an answer for you if you feel like bravely like you would like to do that. If not, you can also just listen in for some other people to do their reads. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, and I guess I'm not shy about it. I am struggling. A friend
Okay.
of mine turned me onto this, and I am struggling emotionally, I guess, my heart center actually,
Okay.
just with a bunch of things. Elderly parent with dementia, me feeling guilty, a sick dog, me maybe depression. It's awful
Okay.
cloudy here in Minnesota, so
I
just
got you.
a lot of
So,
weight.
all right. So let's try that. We're just going to go in, and I'm going to call that heart weight. How does that sound?
Yeah,
All
sounds
right.
good.
So, well, thank you for being brave. And I forgot my disclaimer, so I am not being a medical, I'm not diagnosing or prescribing right now. I am just using intuitive guidance to help people at this moment. So
Okay.
here we go. Let's see if I can get in. And is it pronounced Deline?
Delene, yep.
Deline. All right. Let's see if we can tap into you, Deline. I just have to get my circuits running on clear here. Okay, there you are. So right off the bat with you, what they're showing me is you feel like you have a huge heart, and your heart is extremely magnetic. Okay, so you when I am standing in your energy field, or what I feel from your energy field feels at simultaneously very grounding, and it's like the energy that you bring to others feels extremely stabilizing and grounding. I feel suddenly safe. It feels a little bit like being in a beautiful, warm, dark, I would say dark, kind of dark, balanced area. Okay. And a little bit like a mountain. And so it feels to me that it has the qualities of that mountain. If you mountains are going to feel big and kind of slow, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
very vast. And yours in particular also feels very magnetic, like a big magnet, right? So
Mhm.
that if you can let yourself just surrender into that magnitude that you have, there is actually nothing that could magnetize to that would cause a problem with a mountain. Okay? Like a
Mhm.
mountain is not going to be bothered by more rocks on its surface.
Right.
Yes, so drop into your core there and feel
Okay.
that just for a second, and then I really feel for you that you embody fortitude. To me, you embody that grace. You are the grace of fortitude. Okay? Like, and but sometimes you have to talk to another person, you have to connect to another heart. So you connect to another heart that says, "Hi, I see you. I see your fortitude. It's effing beautiful." Okay? And thank you. Thank you for your fortitude. And also, let's both of us together call for more, right? Let's call
Right.
for grace here for the both of us to come to you and through you and carry you through this. Because this is vast. This is a vast issue you have. This is nothing that you need to take responsibility for. These things, when you feel those people you love, you do love them. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I
And
do.
yes, you do. And so going back into that love is not a mistake. Okay. And
Okay.
where I feel you're getting caught up is actually not your heart, darling. Your heart's your strength. You're getting caught up a little in your third chakra, which is actually around I'm responsible for that. I'm responsible for them. I am overwhelmed because I'm taking responsibility for everyone around me being okay. Right? And
Yeah.
that and I love you, that's not your damn job. Okay?
Yeah.
And get out of there. Get out of there. Just get back into your heart because your heart is fine. Your heart is awesome. Your heart got you. It not only has you, it has everybody else. So, and their hearts have you, but you have to get out of that overwhelm. So the minute you feel that overwhelm, I need you just to back down and just take a minute and ask, am I okay? Delene,
Okay.
are you okay?
I'm trying to be okay.
And that's totally okay to not be okay. All right. It's okay. I'm like, really not fucking okay today. Right.
I'm
I'm
not
not okay
okay.
today. I am having a chaos S storm of terribleness today. And yes. And so, but what you notice is just admitting that, just saying, I'm not, I'm not
Yeah.
okay on the personal human level. I am not okay. And so probably I'm gonna need to do something to deal with that overwhelm. Like I gotta go do something. Like I need to make a list of things, and
Yeah.
check them off. Or I need to just slow down and say, what do I actually want to do right now? Like what's the thing that like I may know that I need to do 65 things, but the one I really want to do right now is take a bath, or
Yeah.
when I yeah, what is that? And loving yourself like this is the one I right in front of me, this step right in front of me is the one to take so that I'm not caught up. Okay?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
It was beautiful to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your heart.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Beautiful. Okay. Amanda, you're up next.
Hi, darling.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Well, thank you. I love this group.
Me too. How can we
Um,
play?
I feel like in a really great space,
Yay!
with my heart.
Yes,
And
bubbly and happy.
I released so many things towards the end of the year, and I'm really excited about a bunch of new opportunities that are coming
Yay!
in. Actually,
Awesome.
things that I really love to do.
Yahoo!
Um, what I'd like to know is how can I manage those things within my heart that I love to do and yet be really objective about how much I can actually take on so I don't overcommit to things.
Okay. Um, how can I? So I'm sorry, they're just taking me a whole nother direction really fast. So what I feel is fifth chakra really strongly here. So I don't think the heart is the. I do think you are absolutely lined up with really excited because your strength is coming through as real change. Okay, you're actually making real changes. Your seventh chakra right now. So the change has arrived. They're here, right? And
Woohoo!
all woohoo, which is terrifyingly wonderful. Okay, so yay! So fifth chakra, when it comes in, is what do I manifest? What do I line up with? How do I keep my will? How do I keep my word? What is true for me? All the things in the fifth. You're bringing us into next week beautifully. Thank you. So, but when fifth chakra goes out of balance, usually it's because we're just not quite on our truth, right? We're not exactly like, this is my truth. And the question I heard you ask me there, it actually kind of was just like, it felt a little bit, and my brain is literally not giving me the words back, but it's like, it felt like you were jumping all around something that was the real question. So if we ask again, what is true for you around what you want to prioritize in your life coming up here? I'm hearing this too. Can you do this?
Yeah, that's the piece of it because this next venture is it's really big. It's really cool.
So,
Um,
yes, it is. And I'm going to ask again, can you do this? And what I want you to listen to is what comes up. Does the fear come up? Or excitement? Or both?
uh, I don't know that I have so much fear about the next adventure. I think it's the other three adventures that are poking up at the same time that,
Yes.
yeah. So the very first one, I don't really have any fear. I'm kind of going gonzos on it, and it's just aligning and super fun. And I finally feel like
Yes.
I have my fire back.
Yeah. Thank you.
The
Okay.
other ones, in some ways, sort of feel like I'm being asked to, and I don't really want to shut the door. I don't feel like there's a need to shut the door, but I don't know if right now is the right time for some of the other things that I'm being
Yes.
presented with.
Perfect. So they're showing me a visual, if I could give it to you, which is
Hmm.
it's like a bubble of creation, right? So that first one feels like it's already going. It's the change. It's so beautiful. Feels amazing, right? So it's like you're
Yep.
bringing this beautiful new creation in, like a bubble of creation. And as it comes up, it's like growing through these other aspects of your life. So those other two are kind of, they're like, I have two bubbles sitting there, and then this third one kind of comes up through the middle and grows into in between them, right? Like a big cell growing in between two other cells. Okay?
Yep.
And the other two cells are, it's not time for them to just die, right? That's not the timing for that. But there's no problem, because as the first one grows bigger, those other two will actually either adapt or fall away.
Okay.
So there's the alignment with your truth here is, I'm already where I need to be. I not only can I do this is not the question. I think the question is, am I doing this? Like, I'm already doing this, already going, already doing this, right? So don't worry about it. You're doing it. Keep on the energy that feels amazing, and those other two, you will, that will bring up resistance and boundaries and asking you to make your choices there. Uh, and are you feeling confused about those? Are you feeling pretty clear on just, I'm doing this, and you can just trust that it will work. That's sixth chakra. So
Okay. Well, I'm going to work on the trust because the first one, there's no backing out. Like
already done, already manifesting.
it's
Yeah.
already done. Yeah.
And when I say the focus or imbalance is the fifth, sometimes we just get imbalanced a little by manifesting something huge. Right? We literally just make something really big. And when it's
Hmm.
being made, it does unravel things that we had there as our definitions and our truths. And what do we say? Stand strongly on your truth and defend it until it is, not truth anymore, and then let it grow and stand on the next one.
Got it.
Yeah. And if you need to, this is usually the grace of counsel in the fifth. So that's like, talk to people, talk it out, hear what you're saying to others, and hear what they're saying back to you. That usually really helps here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for playing.
Thank you, Amanda. Jeanette, you're up next.
Hi, Jeanette.
Can you hear me okay?
I can
Hello.
now. Hi, how are you?
Good. Wow, it's the
Yay!
first time it's worked the first time.
Well, we can party. You got your
All
system.
right.
Yes.
I got my little workaround. Thank you
All
for
right.
today. It's super fascinating.
Oh, thanks for coming.
So my question is, what can I do about my early waking insomnia? I have tried a billion things.
Okay.
It's the single thing that compromises my quality of life the most. And last night I just gave in and took Benadryl, and I'm having the best day. So part of me is like, I'm just gonna do this for the rest of my life. But I'd rather, find a more health promoting solution.
Version.
So
Okay. All right. Let's
yeah.
go in on that. Okay, Jeanette. There you are. Okay, early morning insomnia. And we got a 6 and a 4. Interesting. Okay, so a 6 is actually an ancestral pattern, so we'll hang out there for a second because that one might be a little interesting. What do we got on the 4? So I have sleep schedule definitely coming in. You may want to, usually a sleep schedule is I'm going to guess you've tried all these, so you can just tell me, got it. Okay. But that's setting the time every morning and getting up at the same time, that time, no matter what, usually is the way we start it. So let's see for you though, sleep schedule. Your guides are yelling, go to bed. I don't know what that means, but how are you doing with going to bed?
Huh. Pretty good.
All right.
My only complication is I have a 14-year-old and I like to have him in bed before I go to bed, which is usually fine. I'm usually in
Except for
bed
when he's
by 10 and
14.
asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, he's really good actually, and he sets an alarm on the weekend to wake up at the same time. Like he's incredible about sleep schedule.
Beautiful.
But yeah, my problem is I wake up at like 5:45, and so I'd love to
Yes.
wake up at 7 o'clock every day.
Okay. So
But yeah, I've been pretty good about consistent bedtime.
awesome. And they're showing me, I did get a chemical part there too. So just a second. They're showing me he's already showing you the best way. Like he's actually kind of the next generation is the evolved usually, right? So watch the things he's doing because
Oh,
he's
they really are
embodying the things that you need to see the most. And let's see, what's the chemical?
amazing.
That might answer, I'm hearing that answers about 63% of it and might also be why the ancestral pattern is coming up. So just a second, what percentage is
Oh,
ancestral?
okay. I'm
No,
the
this,
ancestor.
both of you are. And this actually, I've got a 70% on ancestral, darling. Dang it. That's pretty intense. So let's see. So that also means for sure he's going to help you probably more than you ever thought. So let's see what's the pattern. This is dad's side. And we have, that's a 4-generation pattern. Just a second. What is the quality? Loosely stubborn would be the word that I would try to use. Does that apply to your dad's side at all?
Huh.
It feels very, I guess determined might not be a better word too. Very determined, driven.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the pattern I'm feeling here. Just a second. Let me see what I got. So how does this apply to the early morning? I do feel your liver quite a bit when you're asking me about it. I feel the liver energy. And liver is not usually waking up 5:45, so my Dr. Brain's having a hard time with this, but we'll see what I get. Gallbladder, anything else? Keep going back to chemical. Chemical. Okay, so neurotransmitter. Yeah, so we got a neurotransmitter issue. Water. Nope, we got neurotransmitters. So we got GABA, glutamate. Anything to do with this? Need supplements. Yeah, so I actually think supplements and B vitamin management, MTHFR pathway. Yeah, so you've got a genetic component there too. So if I was going to talk to you, I'd probably actually have you go and talk to a doctor about doing some genetic, probably like strategy and report or something to do with your genetics. specifically around detox pathways and around neurotransmitters. I think you've got a GABA thing. So, and
Yep,
it
I
that
sure
act
do.
yeah. So we'd probably want to work with,
Okay.
and that's why Benadryl works also, right? So you may want to just,
Well,
switch to Pharmagaba or something in the morning until you get that figured out. So
in the
you're not.
morning. So it's better to take it in the morning?
Uh, no, not generally.
Oh.
But if it
Oh,
might
okay.
be better than taking a Benadryl.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm hung up on acetylcholine
Yeah.
because you know how Benadryl's
I
anticholinergic. Probably not
I
saying that
do.
right. But
Yeah.
is that something you could check?
Sure. Let's check acetylcholine. See if they'll give me any information there. So the best I can tell you is, and this does fit the Dr. Brain, is they're showing me they're tightly woven together. You can't unweave those two. GABA is there, and
Mm-hmm.
GABA is the somatic nervous system's response to kind of like calm everything down, and
Mm-hmm.
acetylcholine is the autonomic, right? It's the rest and digest part. So when you have the rest and digest part, it has to actually help work synergistically with the GABA to shut things down, right? So we want, and I do feel
Mm-hmm.
like that might be relevant on the ancestral pattern I'm feeling there with the stubborn work get through piece. Feels very fight or flighty, not like scared fight or flight, but like keeping the fires burning, fight or flight, always go 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 go, as opposed to the rest and digest, calm. These are things that are not, they're silly to tell you because you're not sleeping in the middle of the morning and you know the feeling, right? But
Mm-hmm.
that's what ancestral patterns do. If it helps you, they give you the exact quality of the feeling. They give you the
Mm-hmm.
exact feeling of never shutting off, never shutting down, not sleeping, right? Just go,
Yeah.
go, go. So you may want to do maybe some ancestral work around it so that we can get that acknowledged and close that ancestral loop a little bit for you and help it. And then maybe get to talking to someone about GABA balancing and acetylcholine and neurotransmitter balancing in the autonomics.
Okay. Thank you very
Ah, a lot of
much.
words. Good luck. I hope that made any sense at all.
Oh no, it did, and
Okay.
I know my MTHFR SNPs, and I've got the
Oh,
glucuronidation
already, yay, already know
issue.
them.
So yeah,
Wonderful.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, so you got that
Doesn't mean
handled.
it's fixed anything, but yeah,
Well,
yeah.
maybe come talk to me. Maybe they didn't help look at it the right way or something.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. Great to talk to you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
You too.
Jeanette. Yeah, and then also a reminder that you can go ahead and go to Dr. Aubrey Wallace's website. We'll pop in the link in the chat, which is found by just sliding your finger to the right, and you'll see the chat box. You can ask any questions there. We'll drop the link, and you can sign up for a full 75-minute reading, medical intuitive reading. She goes very in depth with it. I've had several myself. They're amazing. So you can get all your questions answered. Okay. And just also a note, I am going to move you back down to back off the stage when you're done speaking. But if you have a question, of course, you can also put that in the chat for us to answer. But we do have a lot more people here. So we have Sean next. And if you're down, you're not on the stage yet, and you would like to pop up there, then just raise your hand by uh, finding the little hand icon in the bottom right corner of your screen, and you can tap on that, and I'll invite you up to the stage to speak. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carolyn.
Hi, Sean.
Good to hear everybody again.
Yes, welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry I missed last week. Work gets in the way sometimes.
Thank you for having a life,
You're
and we
right.
really appreciate having you here.
I don't know. It's just work.
Yeah.
Um, well, as most people here know, I've been, working through the Western medical community through my own cardiovascular disease over the last, 8 years. And I think that I have a very strong heart center. At least that's what
Yes.
we've determined talking before,
Yes.
which has been driving me to meditate and find heart coherence as well. And that's brought me to a lot of thoughts and sort of visions about things that I should do. And so I've been
Woo.
doing those things. And, I'm happy to report that, I've knocked amazing numbers off of my cholesterol and my lipids, like 52 points off my triglycerides in 5 weeks,
Woo.
type numbers.
Yay.
Um, yeah, and I feel amazing in this area, and I just like to see, what you see around that area in me today.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me to that. All
Yeah.
right, Sean. Okay, so as I kind of come in on your heart center, I'm seeing it actually as a whole terrain out in front of me. It looks almost like going out over like a mountain valley, and I have it's I for some reason it looks kind of to be like either China or Japan, and I don't know why, but I haven't been to China or Japan, so but this is just my from watching the movies version, right? But it feels like those kind of mountains, like they're shorter and they have there are these like kind of low-lying clouds on all of them, and it feels like I'm kind of journeying across these mountains, almost flying like a bird. Let's see what else they're showing me.
My wife is on the journey with me, and she's Japanese, so
There, thank you.
maybe there's some correlation there.
That's
And
beautiful, and it does look very much like those beautiful Japanese pictures, right?
yeah,
With the clouds. So I'm seeing that. Yes. So what else do we have here? Um, that feeling there of simultaneously being completely free and vast and in motion of the journey and just the rich, beautiful nature, but way up high above it. That feels so expansive. I would say the word is expansive. So that's, and I actually, it's funny, I don't want to go out. I like it in there. That feels really good.
right.
Yeah, so not sure exactly what I'm supposed to be telling you about that, except for maybe thank you. That feels amazing. Please go play there.
Yeah,
And
that's interesting.
let's see what else. Is there anything else they want to show me there? They're showing me your hand, and the feeling is like taking it's that now they've shrunk. This is a very vast feeling, like actually being in the sky above that place. And then they're kind of scooping it up, like kind of gathering it and bringing it into your heart, your physical heart. And it's, it doesn't fit physics, like it, whatever that means. That huge vastness in this space that can completely contain it. Okay, but it also feels like it feels like it shrinks down inside of your physical being, your physical body, and then they're showing me that whole feeling in your heart, and then it's going out, and I see it go out your right arm for whatever reason, and they're showing me your hand, and the feeling is to hold, like touch with that right hand, touch people's hands, like touch people, hold their hand with your hand, and that when you do that, you're inviting them into that feeling, inviting them into that expansiveness. And they're showing me that for you it is very, very important whose hand you hold. And this is a huge gift. This is a huge gift. So, and gift as in the healing others version, right? So pay when you have that level of a service coming through you, that level of divinity coming through you and being gifted to others, you will be called to listen to when and where and why and how. And they're showing me you have a beautiful way with your mouth so that you can talk people into getting to hold their hand, right? Somehow, whatever it is, or touch the part of the body that needs to be touched. So do you. I don't feel like you have them necessarily on a massage table in front of you. I feel like you're just going through the world. And so your job will facilitate you being in the same vicinity of other humans. And go touch people.
Hmm.
That's what I
It's
hear.
interesting. I feel like I'm driven to spread the word of that you don't have to be a victim of this
Well,
unfortunate foodborne illness, and
please.
that I'm learning how to help others with my journey. So that's
Yes.
interesting. I derive that from what you said. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Ah,
I
beautiful.
might have
Thank you for
I
sharing.
might have to leave early today, but I wanted to pop in as long as I can.
Thank you so much for helping us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mhm. That's beautiful, Sean. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Michelle, you're up next.
Thank
Hello.
you.
Welcome
Hi.
back.
Hi,
How,
thank you. Good to be here. It's been
thanks.
great listening to the replay of all of these. Also, I've been
Oh,
following diligently and playing hooky from work myself to be here live.
well, thank you for taking the risk. All
Yeah.
right. How can we work today?
So, a few things. I
Okay.
think I spent the summer and fall in limbo with a very low fire,
Okay.
and that has all changed now. And
Yay.
yeah, it's been really great. I got my fire back. I'm excited. I've got huge changes happening, not without the risks,
Yeah.
kind of working on the fear, tamping it down as it comes because I feel like this is very divinely inspired. Um, but just wanted to kind of get a general read on that stuff.
Okay.
And otherwise, I'm also having sleep issues, have been for a long time. And suddenly, starting yesterday, I have an eye that's just like completely swollen up, and I have no idea why.
Okay, so
So,
they immediately, if it's okay, they're giving me. It's like you've started a fire inside of your heart, and it's just like shooting up to the sky. That's what I
yeah,
see. Like so, it's like back online. I don't know the right. You just said that, but it feels more like just like a burst of inspiration, fire,
yeah,
energy, fire, and what I'm seeing though is it's very strong. It's very strong heart chakra up, and then third chakra down. I'm almost. It's I don't know that it's anchored right now. So it feels a little too hot up, like a
uh,
lot of flame. So and what they're showing me is instead of I don't know that you're on the part of the earth where you feel it effortlessly grounded.
yep,
So, but they're showing me, so take the fire and move it down below your feet. And I might even see like consciously move that fire down into, I'm seeing it almost like at the grounding star level. So like maybe 2 or 3 feet below you into the earth.
okay,
And you don't have to ground in your own, that's weird, I don't know how to explain that. It's not really your root chakra, sacral chakra, or third chakra that it's doing. It's almost like bypassing by just locking that down into the grounding star.
okay,
And then let the fire move up. There we go. Now this is very pranic tube like. See if you can extend the pranic tube down to the. Do you know that? The pranic tube is imaginary coming out of your spinal cord and extending in out through the base of your spine down into about 2 or 3 feet below you into the grounding star of the earth. And your grounding star is specific to you. The way I understand it, it generally is considered to be like a copper colored star or plate down in the earth. There you go. And
okay,
extend that tube down all the way into that star so that you're anchored in, and then let that fire come out of your heart down that tube all the way down to that base. Let the grounding star hold the fire for you so that it feels a little bit more like a churning coal
uh,
that's just heating up your life. It's keeping the momentum, but you're using that energy like a generator instead of using it to like flop floof. It's not too hot on the top. There you go.
uh,
Then let it come up the tube, and as you'll feel that tube go through your heart, you can now extend the tube out through the top of your head, up into up way above your head, and there are different, and we should ask Christine the names of these probably, but up above you. Some people put it to the top of the Earth atmosphere.
uh,
There you go. Okay. So you may want to see where it feels comfortable or if it needs to come down to about 3 or 4 feet above your head instead. Or you can also bring it into the toric field around your body so you can feel it kind of generate a field that is like a spheres around your body, like a big sphere coming in and out.
Oh,
There you go. That one feels the best for you. Okay, so you're going to use it to maintain your midline, bringing your energy up, out, and around and back down. And it looks like I'm going to have to. I didn't get that. Could you try again?
wow.
And somehow I'm activating the computer across the room when you do that. So we might want to look for with a voice that isn't my Siri. That's interesting. We have just activated AI. I'm switching microphones. 1 second. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's see. Hold on, guides. Help. Okay, so Michelle, bring if you can now. That's the thing I'm supposed to be teaching you. I think I'm kind of frying things. So for everybody else, because it's a big circuit. Okay, so if you can,
Mm,
I would like you to actually kind of reverse, just kind of let your pranic tube come back down into your heart, and then come back up from your grounding star back down into the middle of your heart. So up, it's going to kind of close back into your heart center.
mm.
There we go. And let it kind of set down. And then let's see how you feel now in your head.
Hmm. Yeah, it feels pretty good.
Awesome. So
Trying to.
if you want to work more with me on creating a meditation for that or something, we can do that. See if I can. Can you guys hear me okay? I can't tell which speaker I'm on.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
it's very clear.
All right. That might be one we may want to just do a brief reading or something on to help anchor it in, or ask your guidance to show you your own toric field, or get
Hmm.
help from someone who balances toric fields. I did actually find the sound healing, the tuning fork from Christine to be extremely helpful for me on this. So
Okay,
if you know someone who does tuning fork healing, they can help realign that battery for you.
okay, great. Anything around the eye though? But
The eye feels like that heat's coming off too much,
oh,
right? There's too
oh,
much heat going up, and I'm feeling puffiness. It does feel like put a hot compress on the eye.
okay, okay.
Um, yeah, and it's also, is it your right eye? I'm feeling it in mine, but sometimes I'm
Yeah,
backwards. Yeah.
it's the right. Yeah.
And so put a hot compress on, and then they're showing me, can you, whatever I did, if I did the body map for you, whatever I did on your right eye, go back and look at what color that was and what that meant, would you? Because it feels like they're trying to show you something on the right
Okay,
uh,
okay,
about looking forward, I think, or looking outside.
okay. Thank you.
All right. Great to see you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, Michelle. Okay, and Anne, you're up.
Hi,
Hi, Anne.
everybody.
Welcome
Hi.
back.
Thank you. I was wondering if you could go to Stacy and then come back to me. I'm just
Sure.
relocating in my house to get into a good space.
Absolutely. We can
Thank
play.
you.
All
Okay.
right.
Thanks.
Okay, Stacy, you're up. Hello, Stacy. Oh, there
Hey
you
Hi.
guys.
are.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, Dr. Wallace. How are you?
Great. How are you, darling?
I am good.
Yay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm still kind of integrating our meeting from Friday, which, by the way, if anybody in the room hasn't had a personal one-on-one with Dr. Wallace, you do yourself a favor and please do so. It's amazing.
Thank you.
But yeah, I don't think I had a specific question. I was interested
Okay.
in what you were seeing for this chakra, especially since my map didn't even start until the heart.
Good point. All right. So let's go and look at your heart today, Stacy.
Okay.
Find you. There you are. Okay. So heart. So when I'm kind of, I feel like I want to tentatively step towards your heart gently. Okay. And it feels as if you have in there, there's both strength and some pain.
Hmm.
Um, they're showing it to me a little bit like, boy, that's kind of a mixture between clouds and smoke and a jungle. um, it's a feeling that isn't any one of those. I'm trying to describe kind of the flavors of that feeling.
Mm,
It's ancient. It feels ancient, like a rainforest that we've never explored, kind of like that.
mm,
Uh, and it also has a depth, and just I see so many people in there with you. Um, I do feel like it feels to me as if your ancestors are maybe connecting or connecting with you through that center also very, very strongly. Um, and I'm hearing past and future, so I don't know. It feels like you hold a lot of people in your heart. Uh, and then there's this feeling of I mean, it's complicated in there. The easy way to say that. It's um, the pain that I'm going to say needs voice,
mm,
and it's the resilience of the reality of that.
mhm,
um, it's fortitude. Like that's a good word, and it's a completely different flavor than the other ones. This is like the fortitude of that it's being spoken or sung through generations of pain.
mm,
Um, not just pain, they're yelling in my head, not just pain. Like there's something here about family, about just a whew, I don't have words for that. Help. You know when you like when you feel this camaraderie of true family in a way that's it's just like literally could move mountains, do anything. Like
mm,
it's a do anything feeling. Um, because it's like if you could make fortitude into a chemical. Like, and it's like courageous is not quite the right word. It feels closer to like maybe like a jaguar cat, where they just they're just going.
mhm,
And there's the what's being trying to be gifted through that fortitude to me feels like it takes somehow integrates all of that pain. And with all of this, I feel like it's both simultaneously a loss of family, like loss of the deep family, and also brings family, like brings that. So it's like a unification of the family dynamic across and out, like becoming like bringing the family aspect to uh, huge numbers of people, but in a feeling. Wow, I'm having a hard time with this one, Stacey. I don't have the words. Maybe I could just show you the feeling. I think maybe you already know it, guys.
mm,
It's such a integration is a good word. It's an
mm.
integration. It's a depth of integration of of the feeling of unification, unifying feeling, fortitude feeling, resilience is not the right word. Positive action, feeling of active motion forward, um, and a like a rhythmic movement of acknowledging what has been and moving it all with truth forward into positive, smooth action.
Yeah,
Yeah, all those words. Hopefully,
yeah.
some of them pointed at it.
Well, it's interesting because what you're describing is kind of how I've been feeling in my heart. I just feel all of these sensations, and it feels so deep and
Yeah,
so everything. And I've been trying to pinpoint like what exactly is this, and it's like there all the time. So this makes complete sense to me. This makes complete sense to me what you're saying, because that's just kind of how it feels quite a bit within
I
me.
hear you.
It's like, what is
Awesome.
this? Yes.
And what I'm hearing is maybe our work.
Mm,
This is our work.
yeah.
and work isn't the right word, but it's, yeah, it's not enough of a word. And our is close, but it's also like we, and
Yeah.
it's also like spirit coming through the human.
All that.
All
Yes.
that, all that. Yeah.
Yes.
So
I
if you
feel
can,
that. Yes.
yeah. So
Hmm.
I don't know why you'd have a hard time defining it. It's weird.
Me either. But yes,
Yeah.
and the ancestors. Oh my gosh, yes, it's
Oh my gosh.
everything,
Yeah.
everybody coming through all at once right
Yes.
there. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification
Oh.
and confirmation.
Um, the last thing they're telling me to say is it'll feel a little bit more like a birth
Mhm.
coming through, not like a mental construct. It's more like birthing it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Got it. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thank you.
That felt the power of that one, Stacy.
Whew, yeah.
That was gorgeous. All right, Anne, you're up next.
Hello. How is
Hi.
everybody today?
Good. How are you today? Did we give you a time to rearrange?
Yes, I am in my space. I'm good.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
All right. How can we play?
Um, well, I don't know if it's just my ego and fear that's ping-ponging in my brain as to whether I should ask about the initial reason I came and came to the room today, or if I should just ask you to tap in and see what guides or feel is the best for my highest self. I'm just torn
Okay.
between the two and I can't come to a conclusion. And that's also why I wanted some more time as well. But
That's okay. You don't have to know. So let's just like maybe we could ask what's the best question to ask? And we can just
okay,
ask your guides that. How does that sound?
that sounds fabulous. Thank you.
Okay. All that stuff and wants up to the guides. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay. So um what they're saying in my right ear is, Anne, do you want more time?
Oh, I think actually that just asking that right now is going to make me stick with my original question. I think it was a yes or no question I needed because I'm a manifesting generator.
I got you,
So,
baby. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So let's ask that
I,
one.
Okay, so a week ago today, I found a lump in my left groin, so the
Okay.
feminine side. I've had an AV ablation in 2002 that
Okay.
went in with catheters there. I
Okay.
also quit birth control
Okay.
about 3 months ago, been on it for 20 years, and I had some Reiki done on Sunday, and I know the trapped emotions in the sacral are like guilt and shame. And so I am doing a lot of work on myself this last year. So
Awesome.
I'm aware of all those components. I'm just not sure, and I'm seeking out a doctor locally. I just moved back to the States um, from the islands that didn't have good health care. So I'm
Okay.
actively going to make an appointment within the next week for a
Awesome.
scan. I'm just seeing if you're picking up on anything regarding that that I should be taking into consideration or
Absolutely.
no.
Let's play. Let's go in on that one. Okay.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And okay, so we have 738. So the 7 is a system of stress. We got there. Location, location, location. Is this the one she was at or the new one? This is the one you were at. So you've already taken care of that, I think. Um, I'm supposed to just talk to you about the fact that sometimes these things are the body is a little bit slower to catch up occasionally
Hmm.
with the manifesting, right? So
Right.
sometimes the symptom will kind of the delay of response will be there. So I do feel like you've made a positive change in your location, and that they're saying was about 68%. So that one, and they're showing me already, they're kind of showing me like it coming down on the quickly on the meter. So it feels like it's already come down to about 40, 43%, but it still needs a little bit more time. How much time? Yeah, 3 months there on that location, resetting your location being helpful on that stress coming down. Three is we've got allergies. So what do you go? I do hear food and environment and environment and, and emotional and emotional. So we got at least 3 there. Um, so all things allergy, I would say probably around 20-25%. So there's probably a little overlap. And the emotional allergy, what they're showing me is look for the trigger on an emotional allergy is just having an emotional reaction to being triggered. And what I'm hearing here is like the emotional allergy feels like I need to do all the things. Right? Like
Oh yeah.
like I got to take care of this and I need to do this and it has to be just right and I've got to blah, 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 blah. So if you start to notice yourself go into that, just pause, be like, did I just get triggered? Where are we at, right?
Okay.
And it doesn't mean that the way you do things is in any way wrong. Just catch to see if the fear is putting you into that like hyper mode on having to do everything right and all the things.
Okay.
Um, the food allergy, I feel like you know that already, right?
Yeah, I've
And it,
celiac and trying to
yeah,
go
okay,
fully dairy free.
okay, there, go girl. All right, environmental. So the environmental allergies, I'm actually getting some sort of metal feeling there, which I don't, that's not usually in that category, so I'm not sure why that's there. That might be smog or, I don't know, there's a metal in the environment.
I have
Um,
mercury fillings in my mouth. I know that sucks, but
okay. And usually that one, that almost always comes in on my two category, so I'm not, this almost feels more like smog or
well, I
some sort
did
of,
just move. The where I lived was actually one of the top 5 cleanest air in the world, and then I just moved back to a city in the States.
oh,
So
gotcha. There you go. That's all they're showing me. It's probably just smog. So, that is impacting a little bit. And I do, what I feel is it's kind of slowing the whole lymphatic system down just a smidge, right? I
okay,
don't feel like it's throwing you off really badly. I do think coming off the dairy, when you said dairy, like I felt the left side lymph nodes. So
okay.
I would definitely try getting off the dairy and see if that is up. And then the 8. 8 is coming in as life purpose. So I do think there's
Ooh,
some aspect of this journey of the lymph nodes. So you might that sometimes means that the journey of illness you're on is going to take you through on the path of how to serve, or it's going to help you to highlight where you are best, where you're of best service in your life. So you, if you can kind of look at it as kind of that adventure for a second, not like I'm necessarily, not when the fear comes up, try to listen into, how is this directing my life towards my purpose?
okay. The
Okay,
breadcrumbs it's going to give me.
exactly. And it's not just breadcrumbs. I think it's bringing you people. I think it's bringing you like connections to people. I also think it's bringing you ideas and passions and rockets of desire, all those things.
Very, very fitting and spot on. That resonates significantly.
Awesome. Yay. Well, thank you for
Yay.
bravely asking. And let's,
Yes.
and
Thank you.
last part, I'm supposed to say left leg is about receiving, feminine,
Yes. Oh
receiving.
my
Yeah, so
gosh,
you
I
already
know.
know that.
I'm the
Okay.
best at giving out love, but
Yeah.
I've got to give
You,
it to myself too.
and that's in the delicious realm. Delicious love. So may you find your delicious love coming.
Thank you so much,
All
Doctor. I
right.
appreciate
Great
you.
to talk to you. Okay.
I love that. Delicious love. Okay. So we have Sophia and Linda will round out
The
the call
party.
today.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Hi,
Hi.
everyone. Hi, Dr.
Hello.
Wallace.
Hi, how
It's
are
actually,
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's Sufia,
Um,
right?
Safia.
Safia, thank
Yes.
you. All right,
No
then we
problem.
will
Thank
all
you.
get it right. I think I've called you the wrong name all this time.
No
Thank you.
worries. No worries.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. So I have been in such big transition, making huge changes to my life, environment, social networks, work, everything is completely different than it was, 6, 8 months ago.
Awesome.
And I feel like I'm in just such a big release place, and it seems like that's more of what there is to do. And I'm also feeling a little bit, the word downtrodden is coming to mind. Like I feel
Okay.
okay mentally and in my spirit, and in some ways better than I ever have. And also, I think I'm tired.
Yeah.
And so I guess my question is really around just like, is is there something I'm not looking at that I need to address? Because I feel like I'm really working with digestion. I'm really trying to work with all these different things, and I'm still having so many challenges.
I got you.
So just what am I not seeing, essentially?
Okay. So help. I can make sure that's the right channel. Yeah, I think it is. So the big word I might use is stuck. Does that feel accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then I'm feeling stuck primarily. It's interesting. I do kind of feel stuck in the fourth chakra. So feeling stuck in your heart center, area of your body. So just a second, see where they want to go with that. So stuck means you know more than one thing, usually, right? And so sometimes I start looking and let's see where. So what they're showing me for you is if it's in your heart, it's kind of like there's a bridge there, right? So when I feel, if you feel up above your heart, so like feel up above into your connection to spirit for a second, just kind of focus on your connection above. There you go. And just, can you feel how that feels like it feels motivated and kind of strong and unlimited? Can you feel that?
Yeah.
It also feels a little bit, I don't know, possibly grumpy. I don't know the right word. Like a little feisty, right? Are you feeling feisty?
Yeah. A
Yeah,
little
like rah,
argumentative almost.
rah, rah.
Yeah.
Get out of my way. Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So we want to be like, yay! I feel motivated and get out of my way. I got to get my thing done. Okay, so feel that up there, and yes, that's a part of me. Woo! Okay, now we're gonna love that part, loving that part, growl. Okay, now we're going to go back and we're gonna go down to the lower parts. So we're gonna feel kind of like feel into your belly, lower belly. Yeah. And now this part. Now, and how does that part feel? And what they're showing me there's kind of it feels kind of sensitive and tender, right?
Yeah.
And also loving, like soft. And a little, I don't know, that's the feeling I get sometimes with my period.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's relevant, but there's that feeling of like, when you're so tender on your period that you just want to like be held, but shut up and leave me alone. All that stuff, that's all happening there, right? So now you have this beautiful, soft, sensitive part of you that's like needing to be just tenderly loved, and this other part of you that's like, get out of my way. Okay, so it's kind of having those two in the same room. That's rough. So easiest way to usually work through stuck is to think of some is actually food almost always. So what's your, just think of one of your favorite foods of all time, and this does not have to be healthy. Or
Pomegranate.
oh, that's healthy even. Look at that. Okay, so we're going to give the pomegranate. First, I want you to imagine that part of you that's tender and sensitive, and I want you to hand that part the pomegranate, and they're just going to take a seed. Is that a she feeling or
No.
nope? Okay, or
Yeah.
a he or a they?
A they, yeah.
They, perfect. So you're gonna let them have a seed and feel the pop of it on the mouth. Ah, so yummy. Okay, and then all they're going to do is pass the seed to the growly part, and no throwing and no grabbing. Okay, so the growly part takes the pomegranate. There we go, and they get to take a seed and feel the pop on their mouth, and that's helping them cool them off a little. Feels calm, and they're just going to pass the pomegranate down to the sensitive one gently. Sensitive one's going to take another seed. Yeah, and pass the pomegranate back up to the one that's a little less growly. And that one, if that one, we got an unlimited pomegranate. If you eat half the pomegranate, if you want it, eat the whole thing. We got more. We have unlimited pomegranates. Yeah, so take 6 and give one back to the other part of you. There, beautiful. So we don't have to get along. We just have to eat our pomegranate. There, can you kind of feel how that's letting
Yeah.
that flow? Beautiful. So remember, if you feel stuck, it means you know more than one thing. Confused means I know 2 things. So you just kind of check in on the parts of you that feel different, and then find a way to help them love each other. They just have to share lunch.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hmm.
I love that.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You too.
Beautiful imagery. I love that. Yeah. Thank you. And Linda, you're up next.
Hi, Linda. Nope, we got you muted still. See if it's having an adventure.
Yeah. Clubhouse has been quite an adventure today.
Oh, it
For
really has.
sure. My goodness. So Linda, are you there? I know we were communicating there in the back channel. I know you wanted to come up. So I'm just gonna check.
See
Linda,
if she can unmute.
can you unmute? Just hit the microphone down in
Oh, got it.
there you
Got it.
go.
There it
There you
goes.
go.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
Hi.
Hi.
So yeah, I've been kind of grappling with a question, and
Awesome.
I think I'll just describe what's been going on. I feel like I've worked really hard and been through a lot of changes and a lot of courageous changes and a lot of fear lately. And
Okay.
but throughout it all, I feel like sacral chakra has really kind of been leading the way. And something I've noticed lately is just like a waking up of heart chakra
All
and
right.
realizing that it's like, oh, here's a feeling that I didn't know I was missing.
Ah,
And so I'm finding myself in a really new exciting place of lots of opportunities and feeling very a lot of energy behind what I'm creating. And so I think I'm just interested in what they're going to tell you about what's going on.
awesome.
What I
Okay,
Yeah,
we can feel your heart?
thank you.
Okay.
Is by far our most transformative event.
All right. And it is by far our most transformative event. That was loving AI today. Okay, here we go, Linda. Okay, so again, I would say with yours, I'm gonna step kind of respectfully next to you. It doesn't feel like I'm supposed to be in there, and I feel kind of an even keelness when I step into your heart area. It feels like keeping things very on the level. Um, and they're showing it to me almost like you've opened it like a plane, like it's just opened uh like a vertical plane, and there's a narrow range of a vertical plane that's open across, all the way around through the field. So it feels as if like the horizon, right? Like you've opened a horizon inside your heart. And it feels important to me that you have it open a particular amount. And inside those boundaries of it, it feels unlimited. Like it does feel like it feels both unlimited but very fast. Like it feels like it would like I'm going to date myself here strongly, but do you know the movie Tron?
Not very well.
Okay, weirdly, most people probably don't unless they were playing in the 80s. Uh, see if I can think of another reference. It it it's like Tron is about a guy that goes into a computer game, and it kind of has that feeling to me, like moving into a like two like a there are two planes parallel to each other. Okay. And then there's a space between the two planes, and they're both opened out at the middle of your heart. And so when I stand at the edge of them, it looks like looking in, almost looking into another dimension or something in there. And my feeling is if I dive in there and I feel like I'm not invited to dive in, so I'm not going to. But I can tell that if I were to jump in, it would like be really fast moving. It feels like I would be like caught in kind of a fast moving movement flow through that in between those two lines. Maybe like going between dimensions in Star Trek, or jumping between portal jumps between planes, those sort of things. That kind of feeling is what I feel there. So let's see if there's anything else they want me to tell you. It seems very important right now that it is being specific. It is your heart right now is very balanced in a specific way that is keeping things steady for you in your life,
Hmm.
and that you are you can amplify, but if you're the things you're amplifying within those within that realm only for yourself. You can amplify it fast and quick. It's going to be shoop, right, amplified, but it feels like you're not exactly necessarily letting it all out to the world yet. You're amplifying it across that, almost like a ripple out, so that you can feel it first, right, and let it kind of generate in there before you connect it to others. All right, does that kind of make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's my INFJ.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, and that feels perfect to me, right? That's perfect
Hmm.
for you. And just
Hmm.
trust yourself on what you're feeling, and it
Hmm.
will, when it changes, if it changes, you'll know.
Hmm. Right.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Whew. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that was good.
Awesome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Aubrey, Ann had a quick follow-up question to what you shared with her, and I'm not sure if you retained everything, but is this all right? Do you have a moment just to answer that for her, or would you prefer she send you a
Sure.
note on Clubhouse?
No,
Okay,
that
great.
would be, go ahead.
Ann, if you want to take yourself off microphone.
I think she might have to come up. Oh, there we go. How can I help?
Oh, there I am. Can
There
you hear
you
me
go.
now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Good old technology. All of our frequencies are putting everything on the fritz.
Heart
Thank you
chakra.
for,
Yeah.
yeah. You had mentioned 3 months. You said, and I didn't know, I didn't ask a clarity question if that was when, if that was regarding the lump itself, or if I just misunderstood, uh, and if you can even recall that. Otherwise, I can try to go back and listen
No,
to the
it's okay.
replay.
I wrote it down.
Oh, thank
So,
you.
the 3 months was specifically about adapting to your new location, and the
Okay,
impact of the system of stress is going to go to zero over 3 months. So
brilliant.
I do think that the system of stress had a 68% impact on this condition. So
Okay,
within 3 months, you should have an improvement of that level,
okay.
perhaps, from the system of stress being off of you.
Perfect. That totally
Okay,
resonates. Great.
awesome.
Okay,
Yay.
thank
All right.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Yeah, that was a good
Thank you,
one. So
Carolyn.
thank you. So that wraps another amazing Clubhouse talk, this time on the fourth chakra energy center. And so we're up next to do the fifth energy center, and that would be on
My date is 2 weeks from now, is the
is the
1st. Yeah.
first. Yeah.
Yes. So we'll talk about the fifth chakra, which is your will and your manifestation center. Um,
Ooh, that's
and that
nice.
one is around I am aligned with my truth, or I speak my truth.
Perfect. Okay,
Awesome.
beautiful. Well, thank you again, everybody, for
All
joining
right.
us. And do
Sure.
catch the replay. It's always good to go back and listen to this another time afterwards, and get even more benefit from what you heard today. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carolyn, for your heart and for everyone's heart. And we'll see you in a couple weeks.